Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Haysie Simmer here, and today I have another episode of my Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge. We're in the year 1323, and I hopefully will do the same thing I did with the last episode and make 1323 one episode. So without further ado, let's get into our storytelling. So we're going to start off in our main older household. I am back with Frederick. It is the year 1323. And we're going to focus on our heir, and the state of the kingdom is kind of just set. We have a bunch of young couples, newly lamented lords. I apologize. I left my intro frame on there for a little bit. Oh, we got another Pregger belly. I love this for us. Alder Village. So we'll have to do those babies, but I'll just remember that everyone's babies are roughly the same age. So that way, when I update the ones in the kingdom, I'll match them to like Adelaide's children's age and stuff like that. So since Anne is old enough, she is going to help around the farm. I do think I'm going to have her grow into being a milkmaid. So I'm going to have everyone just checking on everyone. Tiara is Adelaide's aunt. So they're aunts and cousins, you know. They're triple family, but it looks like, you know, they're checking in on each other and just seeing, you know, how the pregnancy is moving along. You guys remember when Tiara lost her magical powers? She focused on herbalism and scrying. So I'm sure she is going to be checking in on Adelaide, because even though Adelaide wants to take care of other people, someone still has to, you know, help out Adelaide. She's really excited to be a mom. But I also feel like Adelaide would be consoling Tiara, because Tiara did just lose her son. So the whole family is all about sad. But these are my Extreme Ultimate Decade add-ons. We called them the Random Acts of Life. I'm going to see if you guys can see them. And I was just going to say, we have one we need to do. It is time for the winter solstice, so I need to put that back in the game. I also need to see if Gwen's husband is going to cheat on her, because they were in an arranged marriage. Today is Monday in our calendar, so we have to do this one. In the third year of a new decade, it is the third year. It is the year 1323. We need to see if someone gets kidnapped from our main household. So the first thing I do is I need to roll a d20. If I get a 4, 7, 8, or 14, that means this event does happen. Number 9. Nope. Okay, so this event doesn't happen, so it doesn't matter. Winter solstice is on Wednesday, so that will be in 2 days. So I have an arranged marriage with Gwen and Nicholas. What we would see is female to male only. So if one of the females in our family gets an arranged marriage to a male, I need to roll a d20. If I get the number 2, 6, or 9, her spouse will cheat on her. So this is for Gwen to see if her spouse will cheat on her. Good. Okay, so Gwen's spouse does not cheat on her. And just so you guys know, it's okay that this doesn't work out, because these are only meant to make the game more challenging, and I like to do it at the beginning of each year so I can see what I would be trying to play out in the year, what kind of events we can have going for us. And if I feel like we already have a lot going on in the timeline, I'll just not do a random act. This is just to make gameplay more fun, and it's okay that the dice doesn't happen to give me an exciting event this time, because this is literally like the ultimate decades challenge. It's so long, eventually one of these things will happen. So it's Monday. Technically in the sim universe right now it's Sunday. It's halfway through Sunday, but we did have a glitch with time on our timeline. It is Monday. We need to see if we got robbed. This has happened before already for us, but you roll a d20. If I get a 2, 7, 14, or 18, we got robbed. So this is to see if we got robbed. 3. That is not one of the numbers, so that works out in my favor. And then we also will need to see in the winter solstice, will we have an attack? I am going to roll this now. Well, no, I'll wait. Okay, so none of those events happened. That is absolutely fine. I just wanted to see where we were at. I'm just going to do a little farm maintenance and check in on all the girls and clean the chickens. Mary is the first wife of Frederick and the mother of Isolde and Anne. So her spirit is fading away. So I forgot that children get to learn horseback riding. This is the perfect thing to do here on our older farm in the wintertime, is to learn a new skill because our harvests are just lower. And I love to see this for her. So Anne is taking up riding their horse. Their horse's name is Dawn. So that is just wonderful to see. Anne is doing a fantastic job horseback riding. She definitely looks a little crazy. But that's okay. Tiara is mourning Gemma. So Tiara met Gemma whenever Tiara ran away when she was a child. So she briefly knows her, but I really think it's beautiful how she comes out here and mourns the spirits of their family and, you know, keeps that alive for them. Frederick is just outside taking care of his animals. The cow could definitely say it has seen better days, but winter's rough for everyone. And, you know, the family just lost their baby. It's always hard losing children, especially in the wintertime. Especially in the wintertime here in Alder Farm, because it just reminds you how vulnerable you are, even though everyone is doing like financially better. We have better homes. We're not in a plague anymore. We're not in a famine. But, you know, there's still sadness going on. So it's something that they are constantly, you know, feeling the mortality of. Frederick is hard at work while, you know, the animals are running around getting a little bit of fresh air after all that blizzard we had going on. He's going to get some furniture built because we have so many family members who got married. So it'd be wonderful if we can gift them some stools and, you know, some basic furniture to get them started, as well as maybe deliver them some eggs. And he's also going to work at his little blacksmithing table. We have the goal of building our own little station this year, as well as starting our mead production, or maybe it'll end up being a nectar production. Not too sure. Tiara, being a great stepmother, is potty training Isolde some more, and then she is going to prep dinner for the family. Tiara has taken well to being Mrs. Alder and leading the family as the new matriarch since Halia's passing. She does her very best to honor tradition, as well as bringing in everything she learned. You know, she grew up as a lady. Her father was Mortimer Gothic, who was this magical sorcerer. So she has, you know, magical abilities. That's been very beneficial to the family, but it has been really lonely. And she is struggling since losing her child, even though Frederick is her soulmate and she's so happy they're together. She just really has been going through it lately. So Tiara is not above using a little bit of magic to get, you know, through some stubborn stains and stuff. And here and there, she is, you know, going to use her powers. You know, she had lost her magic for a few years. So after losing that, even in her darkest moments, she knows she doesn't want to be without it again because it's so much a part of her identity. So she is practicing now. I think her biggest thing is, you know, when she was a child, she practiced life and death magic to save her mother. But now she's like wondering why she couldn't save her son. So I feel like she's really going to go headfirst into her magic training and really figure out why it worked then with her mother, but it didn't work with her son. I do think this will be an obsession for her. I think she will want some kind of mastery over death. Something important that I feel like Frederick is always going to want to do is have his family around the table talking about business, life, transactions, contracts, the state of the farm. I think even though he is a father of daughters, he would still want them to be very well versed in what's going on, as well as I feel like he would want Tiara educating his daughters on reading and writing. Even though he knows rudimentary reading and writing, she is very well educated herself. So I feel like every night they probably sit around and practice their skills, learning to read, telling stories, and just bonding as a family. It looks like Anne is in here. You know, maybe she's just missing her mom, especially tonight. They just lost her baby brother. Maybe Anne feels some kind of responsibility towards that occurrence. She was, really close to the baby and would often come and comfort it whenever it was crying. So I think, she's just really going through it right now and struggling, which is very sad in general. Like I said, winter is really hard, especially in the year 1323. This is a minor detail. Wait a second. They had a baby. Their baby was born. I want to see what they named it. But I am making Lady Adelaide and Connor's last name Aldrich. Because his last name is Alder, because he is Connor Alder's son, and Lady Adelaide's last name is Gothic. I feel like because they are renowned and she is technically a princess and he is a monster hunter, they're going to kind of form their own family line. So their last name is going to be Aldrich, and I'm going to go in and change that in cast, but I wanted you guys to know. So that way we're not seeing a million Alders running around. So the whole point I was at the world editing was because it is Morgan's birthday. If the cousins are on the chart, I am still going to roll for them for their birthdays, but we will not be rolling for their children or putting their children on the chart. As long as we have 3 side households, we will not be rolling for any additional, but considering they are from the original 3 side households, they will continue to be rolled for the rest of their birthdays. So I will let you guys know how I keep up with that. I'm thinking of doing a behind the scenes video showing you guys the family tree and stuff without making really long year videos. So that'll be something I'm working on. I am working on trying to be short-winded. But today is Monday, 1323. It is Elijah's birthday. Elijah is the last living son of Connor, who was with his second wife. She ran away during the vampiric plague, Ophelia. So when Connor turned to a vampire, she freaked out, ran away. So we'll do Elijah's birthday next, and he'll be turning into a teen. But this is Morgan. Morgan is the youngest daughter of Tamara and Jedediah. So she is going to turn into a young adult. She is currently pregnant. We will not off her if she is pregnant, but this will mean she absolutely will not survive birth, is how we will do that. But if she does, so for her to successfully age into a young adult, she cannot roll a 2, 6, 11, 13, and 14. So this is for Morgan. Merriman. Oh no, 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Morgan does not make it. Hopefully we do not have a situation on our hands like we did with Christine in the last year episode, but that is really unfortunate. Poor Tamara doesn't get to keep any of her original daughters, which is really so sad. I'm going to save her to the gallery. It's truthfully very sad because Tamara really went through it when it came to accepting her children, because Jedediah pushed her so much to have a son. So just knowing that her daughters are not surviving is super sad, because she lost Gemma and now she lost Morgan. It's kind of crazy. We haven't had any successful girls like live very long, but again, they have more roles technically than the others do because they also give birth. So this is where Elijah is. I'm gonna just show you guys him and Cass. This is why it's so important to get them married when they are in the teen life phase and having babies, because Morgan had 7 tries for a baby. She passed away. Christine had 11, I think. She passed away. So it really didn't matter. So it's really unfortunate. So this is Elijah. He is missing his freckles, and he's supposed to have pearly blue eyes. I need to get rid of these secondary eyes. For him to turn into a teen, he cannot roll a 7, so he has higher odds. Yeah, so he has a higher odds because all he has to do is not roll a 7. That doesn't mean it won't happen. But here we go. This is for Elijah. 17. Yay! Elijah does get to turn into a teen, so I will take care of that and show you our teenage Elijah Alder. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you guys to teen Elijah Alder, son of Ophelia and Connor Alder. This is really funny because Connor was one of the ugliest Sims that I've ever had genetically made, but I just left him as is because I wasn't sure if I was going to play the challenge. And Ophelia was also a randomly generated Sim, so she saved the genetics. I lost his freckles again, but maybe he just outgrew them. This is his winter wear, but basically he's in the same outfit. I am kind of just trying to show that the family is moving up in class. Connor was, you know, very poor, and then he became a master carpenter and was held in high regard in the kingdom before the vampiric plague and the famine. So, you know, with the family coming back into money, it wouldn't be uncommon for a few of those family members to still be well off. And I feel like Elijah is going to be of the sort. He wants to be a country caretaker right now. He's a goofball and he's self-assured. And he's also representing like some newer fashions as well as the century moves on. We have a surprise visitor. So Tiara's nephew Amor, who is Adelaide's little brother, and royal family right here, grandson of the king and queen, is visiting. I told you guys originally that they were going to stay in the magical kingdom and maybe resurface later whenever we decide who is fit to be heir to the throne after the great 100-year war. Amor can live a very long time in the magic kingdom because they are magical creatures. The time and space works differently in the magic realm. So Tiara is wondering why Amor is here and if he has like any news of her mother, Lady Isabella Gothic, or, you know, is he here to check on his sister Adelaide, who has chosen, you know, to age and live amongst the people. So we're kind of here to see what is going on with Amor and why he is visiting. It might not be like a heavy topic. Throw up. Maybe she's pregnant. Okay, we don't know yet. So we're having an awkward encounter. Maybe she was like, what are you doing here? And maybe she feels uncomfortable for making him feel like he isn't welcome where his family is. All right, so Tiara is sitting down more just to kind of see what's going on. Why is he visiting? Not that she's not happy to have him. She wants him to know he's welcome to come around. Oh, she is pregnant, guys. I love that for them. Yeah, so, oh man, maybe she wants to announce that she's pregnant to him and that the family is doing good. I really want to know why he is here, though. Just kind of chat. Like, she hasn't seen him in several years. You know, they write letters and they can send them, you know, via wand to each other. But, like, obviously this would be something important going on if he feels like he needs to be here to talk. And it seems like he is worried about, like, the future of the kingdom. Maybe he is telling Tiara that, you know, he practices divination just like her, and he has seen that there is, you know, unrest in the future of the kingdom, and he's trying to warn Tiara. Tiara is trying to let him know, like, you know, you are young, you haven't practiced it that long. Even I haven't practiced it that long. It takes like sometimes centuries to master that skill. You know, you're kind of freaking out. We just got over a vampiric plague. Everything is fine. Of course, she's walking away when I'm telling a story. But he came to warn her that he sees unrest in the future of the kingdom because he never wanted to be a king. You know, he never expected to be king or anything like that. But that is why Lady Isabella hid him away in the Magic Kingdom and plans on him staying there just in case the kingdom ever does need him to come back. Because the Merlin bloodline that is tied to the Gothic bloodline is so important in the longevity of things. While he has been in the magic realm, he has gotten to know Vladimir as well, the healed version of Vladimir, and, you know, just kind of talk to the state of things in the kingdom. And Vladimir said, hey, yeah, I shouldn't be king, but a Merlin bloodline should always be on the throne just for the prosperity of the kingdom. It's just been prophesied that basically because the kingdom is built on the bones of their magic. So, you know, he's telling, you know, I see great darkness in the future, and, you know, your family isn't safe, and, you know, the kingdom will be in turmoil. I just can't tell when. And she's like, I see no such thing. Everything is fine. You know, I appreciate your concern, but, you know, you need to go home. Love you. Everything is fine. So he's going to head on out, but it's kind of, I'm going to say he, you know, he did make that trip to prophesize. The sun is rising on Alder Farm, and Anne is out here doing early morning chores. It's good to have a kid that we can use for animal care for sure. Yeah, so we're just doing basic chores. The winter solstice is coming up, but I feel like the family is not going to want to celebrate after losing their son. They're just like they're just sad. The family is hard at work taking care of normal life on Alder Farm, and hopefully we will be able to sell swords and shields. That is the goal for Frederick, looking to hone his skills and get, you know, better every single year. You know, his father still primarily takes care of the farm, and you know, all the cousins are helping out with that he doesn't have to stronghold, you know, just being a farmer. And blacksmithing is something he is passionate about, that he wants to master. That is a goal I have for him, is to master the blacksmithing skill at least. So hopefully we can achieve that. It's nice having something to work towards for a sim. It looks like Anne is trying to console Isolde by just bonding with her. And I feel like that, you know, they're talking about the loss of their brother. And she's like, I know it's hard, but, you know, we have to carry on. And whatever wisdom she can offer her sister, I feel like Anne is doing. But all right, so we are crafting our first weapon. Oh, I know you stink, but we finally, you know, like everyone's going to stink during this time period. It finally said he can craft his first weapons. So that is amazing. And we're continuing on the path of having our heirs be great fathers. Tiara is going to make a loaf of bread and then bring it over to her cousin because they just had a baby, and I would like to see what they named it. Millicent and Frederick apparently think that fermenting themselves also makes for the best nectar. I would not recommend drinking the apple nectar from Alder Farm because it is disgusting. Absolutely vile, but it is their new business venture, so I'd love to see it. Anne is still learning how to ride Dawn, so they're doing great as well. And Tiara is hard at work. Oh, she's talking to her baby. That the Watcher is going to be merciful and let her keep one of their children. With Tiara losing so much of her family in that massacre, she does not take death very lightly, and it's just something that she is not handling well, which is understandable. Gonna really delve into her magical studies, and we'll see that probably later in the day. But we have our loaf of bread ready. We can bring to our niece. She's her niece. And Tiara is heading on over. Oh my goodness, I can see Anne in the background. Oh, I love this so much. So Tiara is here to talk to Adelaide, check on the baby, see if there's anything that Adelaide needs. Adelaide is Tiara's niece. You know, they're just checking in on each other. I think Tiara is saying that she's having a very difficult pregnancy this time around. And she also wanted to tell Adelaide that her brother came by and wanted to know if he stopped in and talked to Adelaide. And Adelaide is saying, yeah, my brother came in to talk to me. He told me of his prophecy. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but Adelaide definitely believes a little bit more about her brother's vision than Tiara does, because Adelaide knows her brother wouldn't risk coming into the kingdom, letting the world know that, you know, he exists and that he's a possible heir to the throne if he wasn't truthfully scared. So Adelaide is taking it a lot more serious than Tiara, and Tiara is, you know, like trying to tell Adelaide, like, I have the gift too, and I have seen nothing of this, like not an ounce. And Adelaide, you know, is also talking to Tiara about like, hey, you recently had a major loss in your family. You know, you lost your child. So there is a, you know, chance that your visions are just not as strong as they could be because you're emotionally like dealing with heavy stuff right now. And it looks like Ashton is just coming to see how everyone is doing. We do want to give them the bread. Oh gosh, Ashton is sick. That is not great news. Give friendly gift of the bread. You know, how's the baby? How's everything going for you guys? And Ashton is saying the baby's doing great. It's on a great schedule. In between, with monster hunting and stuff, he's off to take care of business, but Adelaide has more than enough helping hands because she is the village healer. So a lot of people also want to look out after her. I feel like I can't see any of their faces because of these capes. But yeah, so Adelaide has a lot of helping hands, so it's not something too much to worry about. For some reason, our horse is in their house. All right, let's give her bread. Let's see if she's grateful for it. Here is your bread. I just didn't want you to have to come over to the main house and cook for yourself. The baby's name is Messiah. Ooh, I don't know about that. Oh boy, that is something. All right, this is looking way closer to what their child should look like. And remember, they're both magical creatures, so I might have some fun magical features transferred. And I'm naming the baby Edgar. I know that is pretty intense, but it would be more appropriate for the timeline, I think. I'm working on Anne becoming a milkmaid. I do think like that might be just kind of what she does, is sell milk and, you know, raise cattle. It's very useful on the farm, and it is a traditional feminine role. So that is the path I'm kind of focusing on for Anne, her having a really strong relationship with the animals, and, you know, regularly horse ride. Maybe she would name the Henrietta. I feel like she would name the animals and the cows and tend to them. I'd like to see each farm family member to have like an individual specialty. I do not want to deal with this. Just gonna focus on Frederick and his skills. Instead of winter solstice party, Frederick is going to spend all night building a workshop for his blacksmithing because it's just so close to the main house and we don't want to disturb our family. You know, we have our cousins living up here in a little herbalist medicine, like doctor shop over here, a little family store, like a little family house here, with our cousins. Our chapel is here. Our farm is here, our lake, and the animals, which I feel like the main house is definitely infiltrating where the animals are. We might have to start building up. And our brother lives here, who I'd like to check on as well. I think I'm going to build him his workshop over here, which I do think will foreshadow the sword and the stone aspect. So I'm going to take care of that. All right, well, it's nighttime, so I can't give you a full tour of everything I did. But I did make a little food stall over here, an apothecary stall by this building, and then we have a stall to sell our metal workings. Set up this for Frederick. So this is like the front entrance. It's very simple, I feel like, starting out for his blacksmithing, but I do have like some basic things all set up. I'm very proud of it. So we're having a fire. Oh my gosh. No, Frederick, you are our heir. Oh my god. Route to safety. Frederick, oh my goodness. Please survive. Are you still on fire? Is he still on fire? Where is he at? Holy crud. We will say Tiara is using magic, guys. She is using magic to put the fire out. Oh my goodness. So I'm wondering if I should do a roll to see if Frederick is like injured from the fire. See, things will happen if you're not even trying. Even number, he's okay. Odd number, he has an injury. I might have to do a spin the wheel, but let's just see if anything happened. Okay, so odd number, Frederick is damaged or at least scarred from the fire. If you're injured in a fire, what could be a long-term problem? Permanent scarring, disfigurement, respiratory issues, nerve damage, impaired mobility. Add it into story that he does have nerve damage from this fire. Okay, so I just thought about it. Adelaide literally lives on the lot, and she would definitely know some spells alongside potions. Same thing with Tiara, his wife, being a spellcaster. So we will say he has minor nerve damage. This will affect him long term. He will struggle mining because we have to mine for our ore. So we will say, you know, he struggles with the mining. He can do the manual labor of blacksmithing in small increments, but that hitting the stone and, you know, doing that labor, he's going to have to rely on help from his family. I think that is a fair assessment. You know, we can say that they got potions to him fast enough. A slash would make sense, like he fell on his stomach. How about this one? That's too much. Oh my gosh, that's way too much. This works for sure. And we will say he has like this skin that was burned away, and like his blood vessels and stuff were like damaged and not properly healed. We can add that as a thing. I want to see if there's like, oh, there are facial scars. Awesome. I do think this makes sense because that side of his body is where he fell. So maybe he like, however he crouched would have caused some of that. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. I think we definitely can tell, you know, he's been through some stuff. I love how I sound excited. I just want it, you know, there's storytelling. You gotta tell the story, and yeah. My emotions were running. Gwen is here, extremely pregnant, and she literally looks like Halia. She's wearing Halia's dress. Oh my goodness, guys. I mean, can you not tell me that looks like Halia? I mean, I know it's her daughter, but for real. And Gwen obviously lives on the property, so she probably saw the fire and wanted to see how her brother was doing. And obviously he's like, I'm fine, don't worry about me. You know, my wife is a spellcaster. She had a potion. I'm just left with these like minor scars. And she's like, brother, you look kind of rough, but I am glad you're okay. All familial love and hugs. And he's just happy to see his sister thriving. Like I told you guys, the boys in this family are very protective over Gwen. They love their mother so deeply, and this is their only living sister. So I think Frederick is just like, hey, don't worry about me. Take care of yourself. Take care of your baby. I also think Gwen is happy to hear that they are expecting again. But we do know if we see Gwen has given birth, everyone has given birth because Gwen got married last. So Morgan's life timeline is just trickling away. Early morning, I am going to have Frederick, since he's not feeling well, tend the table and start a yard sale. We're gonna mark up prices to 200% and start yard sale. Jacob is obviously checking in on his boys. Frederick is letting his dad know, hey, your face is in the tent. Anne is out on her morning ride, and I'm about to have her go milk the cow. It looks like the game automatically decorated for the winter solstice, so I'm just at the point where I'm ignoring things like that, like all the townies not wearing clothes. I'm ignoring it. I'm over it. Our little milkmaid is doing great. Anne is building a strong relationship with Henrietta, which is awesome. And she's taking care of her. That is so great. I love that we are doing this with Anne. I've been wanting to do it. I saw another Let's Play have milkmaids and blacksmiths and, you know, they're Sims married princesses, but I never really could get around to it. So I love that we can finally do that in future generations. Oh, Euphema is here supporting our store. Oh, I know why it's decorating. It's because Jacob owns the lot, and since it's a holiday, your neighbors decorate. So I can't do anything about it, but that's okay. It's just ribbon and streamer, so I don't feel like it's anything too out of the ordinary for the time to stock the milk at the table. So I'm gonna have Frederick really just focus on selling today. We do have a bunch of townies out of costume, and it's just not something I can choose to care too deeply about, because then we will forever be fixing people instead of playing medieval. I did have a like fashion authority mod, and I will download it again once I know for sure all the mods aren't broken, but right now it's a safe bet to say it's not gonna work. Alder Village is so pretty. I just love this lot. I'm going to miss it so much whenever we have to leave. So a blizzard started. Oh my, and a vampire arrived. I love that for us. Okay, so blizzard started, so we are going to sell the rest to Trader Jock and we won't get any markup for it. So when we can sell at our stall, we get markup. And if not, we just sell via the inventory. Trader Joc takes so long to come around sometimes that items expire. So actually, it's hilarious. Trader Joc is right here, so that is hilarious. We'll just say he came to pick it up. But it is a blizzard. It's winter solstice. We had a fire. That was one of the rolls to see if on the winter solstice, do we have a fire or a robbery? Fire already happened. I'm not going to roll for it. It just seems kind of like extra at this point. And we are not going to roll to see if we got our most wanted gift. We did just build that whole addition, and we'll say that was, you know, their gift. I know they paid for it, but realistically it would have cost way more than what it did in The Sims. So, okay, we are at Morgan's house, Morgan and Robin's house. They don't have anything in their house because I just put it down, but I do like it. It's really nice. I kind of like the idea of them having nothing anyways because he's a thief and would steal everything. Their child is named Orson. I'm fine with that. Actually, I kind of like Oro better, so I might change it to Oro. Cuddle Oro, age him up. Then we have to Morgan, which is hilarious. She just got her happily ever after too. It's not hilarious. It's just like classic, right? You know, this is the Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge being the Extreme Ultimate Decade Challenge. Uh-oh, is our front door not functional? Looks like it's not. What a weird design choice because I didn't build that wall. I downloaded it. All right, I may or may not have added a few more items. Because she is the daughter of tomorrow, she would have had tapestries in her house from her mother and really nice bedding. So we are going to kiss Oro on the forehead, and then we are going to age up baby Oro. Morgan gave birth at a very young age, got pregnant and married at the coldest time of the year. Simply didn't survive. I might have to ban winter weddings in the future just to prevent this from happening. We are going to age up Oro. Remember, Oro gets to survive. We do not roll for Oro, but Morgan did pass away. So we're going to have to say goodbye after her little cuddle, which I'm totally fast forwarding through. Oro is cautious, which would make sense. It's kind of funny because Oro's dad is like a Robin Hood figure. So it is kind of funny that he would grow up to be cautious because maybe he is scared to get caught from a young age. He kind of like knows something's going on with his dad not being 100% legal in the actions that he takes in life. We can always give him a chance to plea because we did decide that, and it doesn't always work anyways. So don't even react to her death. Wait till Grim comes. Oh, what if Grim didn't spawn? Sometimes you guys see Grim. It's been hit or miss for me. Oh, I don't think Grim respond. That's okay, because I think I can hit reset. Okay. Yeah, bye. She's a ghost. Okay, that is all hunky-dory. Let's go into Cass. So I'm not that sad because Morgan's sister Gemma died. I was so sad. I even gave her like a little montage. I didn't really know Morgan, so it wasn't like a character I was like, oh no. Baby Oro is absolutely stunning. One of the most beautiful sim babies I've seen. And it is kind of like a full circle moment. Robin's mom died taking care of them. They thought she died of the plague, but they didn't know it was a vampiric plague. They lived out in the country. So, you know, his dad had to take him and his sister and raise them on their own. And they kind of became like vigilantes and stuff because they noticed that the shadiness of the lords out in the country, they can get away with more. His father, John, oh, there's Death. Kind of spooky. Oh, he's like, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm probably would have let you save her, but the snow, the blizzard, anyways, it's fine. So it makes sense that he is gonna have to raise his son. It's kind of like a repeating cycle. His dad had to raise both of them, him and his sister, without their mother, and now that is happening again. I do think maybe his dad and sister will move in with him to help him. So I wasn't going to do this, but I saw Princess Tern gave birth and I wanted to see, oh yeah, I'm going to have to rename their child. I think Arthur is loving being a duke. We're going to age up their children though, just because we can. Here is Prince Vernon, literally the cutest little baby. And here is Princess Augusta. I thought it would be hilarious to name, because you guys remember, I kept calling Prince Augustine that I had to change his name to Augustine because I kept calling it that. And then I was like, wait, is his name Augustine? So I thought it'd be really funny for Taryn to name her daughter Augusta. Just funny for us, haha, behind the scenes. Princess Taryn didn't do it to be funny. She did it to honor her brother, especially now that she knows, you know, her brother had lost his sons and a wife recently. So I think she would do that to honor her brother, especially since he has vowed not to procreate. So technically her children could be heirs, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Since we're here with Arthur and Taryn, I am going to let them try for another baby. Yeah, so we get so many tries with them, so I'm going to allow them to, try for a baby. Millicent gave birth, and they named their daughter Jocelyn, which is so cute and perfect. We will also age up Jocelyn. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I totally want to. This is beautiful baby Jocelyn. Yay! I arrived to Gwen right when she went into labor, so I get to name her kids. Gwen is having a boy. We are going to name him Charmant. Charmant. It's from Ella Enchanted. Charmant. I wrote down so many names. Oh, and a girl. Hattie. That's also from that, but it's from a million things too. Yay! Okay, and she cannot try for a baby again because she just had a baby. This is Hattie Jameson. And this is Charmant. Since we were blessed with an extra day due to all the glitches, I thought I'd come in and check in on Francis. I feel like we haven't seen Francis since he's had a million kids. If you guys remember, he has an adopted son. We named him Jack Sparrow. Oh, it is a rooster's death. Oh my goodness. Anyways, his adopted son is Jack Sparrow from his first wife. Jenna is his second wife. Jenna lost their child and Jenna is infertile, so they do not have a child together. Jenna is stepmom to literally all these children, and he is stepdad, but they make it work. It works good for their family. They're out here talking to Jack at 3 a.m. Nobody knows why. With his first wife, he had Catriona, Theodore, and Joshua triplet. Their mother's name was Abigail. And Jenna lost her one and only daughter, Ember. So it's all pretty sad, but they're happy. I mean, she is really happy. Oh, whoa. Catriona, you are so rough. I just wanted to come in and check in on them and tell you guys, like, oh, just remember, he's our second heir. Right now, Frederick does not have a son. And if Frederick doesn't get a son, Francis will be our main heir. And then we would not be doing Jack because Jack is his stepson. So Joshua and Theodore, I can't remember which one was born first. They would be our next. They're essentially Gen 3. So I just wanted to show you guys them. All right. So I'm going to play as our main household because we have, oh goodness, he's got the fleas. Oh, we have to get Elijah married and he's over here running around with the fleas. So I hate to see that for him. That's pretty gross. I don't know who's going to want to marry you, bud. I know some people roll for illnesses, but whenever I did a test play of Sims Medieval, Ultimate Decades in the year, like, I think I started in the year 1289 or something. Everybody was dying, so I'm not doing that. I may have him, oh, it'd be really nice to get him to, like, make ale or something and, like, run a pub? Are we feeling that? I feel like that would be his jam. Yeah, so I'm thinking that I'm going to have him get really good at being a bartender, like a medieval bartender, have his own little pub. I'm not sure if we're going to have room for it here. I mean, we could do a pub here. What do you guys think? Maybe a pub above the blacksmith? I don't know. I would like you guys to vote, but I think that would be a fun way for I feel like a pub would be a fun way for Jacob to set up his nephew, Elijah, with the blessings of the family. Everybody is so sad because Morgan died. Oh no, he also has the illness. They all are just like living in itchy beds. Yeah, but I feel like with him being... So Elijah is Ashton's little brother as well. So Ashton is here on this lot. I feel like Jacob would also want to set Elijah up just because things aren't going too well for Connor's children. Christine is dead. They lost Eric as well. So it's just the two boys left. So yeah, I think Jacob would keep them close. I've decided Jacob would keep them close. But yeah, I think it might be really cool if we give him a brew, like a little, because we're already making nectar. We could sell the nectar. I think we should give him a little pub. I'm gonna do it. Welcome to the Flying Unicorn. I am super excited. Look at Alder Village. We have our apothecary, witch shop, doctor office. We have our homes and our little animal farm back here, our lake, our wedding venue, our well, our real farm. We also have orchards. We have a laundromat. We have sports, you know, because we have archery back here. We have our chapel, our graveyard, and we have a blacksmith. We have our shopping if you want to go shopping. And now we have our little bar. I cannot wait for the new pack to come out because I am totally hoping it will work with residents. That's the only thing I'm nervous about is like the lived-in businesses not being compatible with this being like an apartment lot. That's my only thing. So yeah, I decorated it. I'm very proud of myself. I didn't want it to be overly decorated. I feel like they wouldn't have, like, clutter wouldn't have been really important and to them. So if it's clutter, it's because they don't have storage. So like these are hanging up so they can use them for cooking, but when they're not using them, they're hanging up. It's not for decor. We'll have apples everywhere because I want us to sell apple mead, which we have over here, but I probably should make a little mead room or nectar room on our bar. But here is our bar, just really simple pub vibes. The Flying Unicorn pub. Yeah, something like that. But I'm gonna give it is going to, oh, I hope he doesn't die. We do need to see if he gets married. We are gonna have him just like brewing tea and ale and get his cooking skill. I kind of wish we could see the back wall. I don't like that it goes down, but I know it's because of everything back there. I mean, I guess this is a good way to view the pub, and then we can do it that way. Yeah. So yeah, I keep saying, yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be great. Oh, they do need a fridge in here. Okay. This is going to work out great for Elijah. So we will have to do his D rolls. So to see if Elijah gets married. So a D20 is if he gets married. Basically, if he rolls above, if he gets 4 to 20, he'll get married. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 doesn't get married. And then a D12 to see how many children he gets. This is how many children he gets to attempt for 3. Oh, wow. So we've just met our lowest cousin. Honestly, maybe he has issues because he's sick, and that's why he'll never be able to have kids. I'm just kidding. He can have up to 3. So I need to get him married, but honestly, he's sick, and that's kind of gross that he would get married like this. This is Tabitha. She is a teen who just showed up here in the Flying Unicorn pub. I don't think she enjoys the mead. So Tabitha is telling him that she was not a fan of his brew and that he needs to do a better job when he is brewing his next batch. Yeah, so Tabitha told Elijah she was not a fan. Do a better job because that was comparable to animal excrements. And Elijah found Tabitha charming. She is so opinionated. He loves it. He loves her bossiness. He loves her complaints. She is a breath of fresh air to him. You know, after getting to know each other for the last couple of months, they hit it off very well. So Elijah is going to propose. After coming to the pub for so many weeks and getting to know him better, Tabitha definitely has a thing for Elijah. And so Elijah is going to go talk to his uncle Jacob to see if he will arrange a marriage for them. He is feeling really confident and happy about the whole situation, though. I'm gonna have them consummate their marriage in the tent over here. All right, so we're gonna see if Tabitha is pregnant. Tabitha's like, why do you have the camera so close up on me? Pregnant. That is so exciting. So I'm excited that Tabitha's pregnant. I do want to go and, especially because Elijah only gets 3 tries for a baby. Tabitha is telling Elijah the good news, and Elijah is giving Tabitha some medicine to make sure she stays strong and healthy. I'm gonna say the medicine is coming from his sister-in-law, Adelaide, because clearly something killed, and you know, with her being a spellcaster, she would want to protect everyone in their little village with some kind of remedy. So I am at their house trying to figure out how Ashton died. I am not seeing his urn anywhere, which makes me very uncomfortable. I didn't see it in their household inventory as well. It doesn't say how he died. I'm tempted to make her do a powerful spell and bring him back and let it cost her her fertility. Let her sacrifice like her ability to have children, because she was okay. Story time. Sit a chair. As you guys know, as a toddler, Adelaide was cursed. That's why she has this white hair. She was cursed by the evil witch's coven, as well as her aging was accelerated. Adelaide has the power of Merlin blood, which is life magic, and the dark goddess. Her powers are intertwined with Adelaide's as well. So I think Adelaide could do a blood spell and bring him back to life, but I am going to sterilize them and make it where they can no longer have children, because I feel like that would be some kind of storytelling. And when he is revived, he's not gonna recognize her and know who she is. So there's a consequence to the action. They're no longer married. Make him forget his wife, and Ashton has forgot her, and that was the sacrifice of her bringing him back to life, which is super sad. But her son, he knows his son, it's just all confusing to him. We'll let him have amnesia. We're gonna add him to a household. I really wish I knew how he died. Like, that's gonna bug me the most, I think, is that I have no idea how he died. Like, that's crazy. Ooh, we have an ancient bloodline. And now all I have to do is go into Cass and make her infertile and make him infertile. What do you guys think? Was that like a good way to tell the story. It'd be cool if I like made her make a potion and drink it, which we can do to say that. Well, it looks like I figured out how he died. It was by a fire because he is covered in soot. And on this winter solstice, to revive her one true love, Lady Adelaide is sacrificing their fertility and changing the balance of magic inside of her, giving herself over more towards the darkness to revive her one true love. So she's done this to revive her one true love. She's not dark, but she is accessing the dark magic pretty much for the second time in her entire life since her curse. And she did notice that the white in her hair is taking over. She feels different. She was on her cycle and all of a sudden it stopped. So she knows the consequences of her sacrifice and her actions. It does look like he caught fire somewhere. If you guys can tell by his picture, I made him have white hair, so he fully is a witcher. He does not know Adelaide though. They have never met. So he's never met Adelaide. In this new memory, Adelaide is going to come and give him a potion. She's hoping it will restore some of his memories, but she knows that there are going to be extreme consequences to her actions. But she would rather share her life force with him and sacrifice them having more children than lose him forever. And it looks like it was a success. He has memories coming back, but it will never, his mind will never fully be what it was. And I'm not sure what that will equal in the future, but without further ado, I'm going to say this is the end of year 1323. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't have much of this planned, and I think it came out really fun and interesting. I'm so excited where the family is headed. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys. And